Tonight, a story about dreaming big and turning that dream into reality.
You know, most of us can probably remember the first time we ever went to a movie theater to see a story unfold up there on the silver screen. The process of making a movie typically happens in larger cities like Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago. But there is a growing industry right here at home of making movies in areas we call home and challenging the Hollywood model of filmmaking. This is the part of filmmaking few people see. The behind-the-scenes moments of positioning lights and cameras, giving actors direction, the things that happen before a director yells action. This film set isn't in Hollywood or on a soundstage somewhere. This is the set of the feature film of Minor Prophets, which was shot in the summer of 2013 in Sioux County, Iowa, and Sioux Falls.
If you never hear stories told about from where you're from, you start to think that life is always being lived elsewhere.
Filmmaker Joe Hubers directed of Minor Prophets, the story of a bachelor farmer who befriends a prostitute. A story Hubers says touches on several themes.
Loneliness, about wanting to belong, about social mores, especially in small communities, and ultimately about sacrifice and forgiveness.
Hubers owns Passenger Productions, a Sioux Falls-based video production company. He was able to find 2 investors to fund his movie, but it was still a bit of a shoestring operation.
We realized that we were supporting a lot of script with minimal infrastructure, both personnel and financial.
But that wasn't the only challenge. Making movies in the Midwest means you're not in Hollywood and not in close proximity to movie studios and the marketing power those studios have. Hubers has made a good movie, industry insiders have told him so, but he needed help getting the word out about it and getting people to see it. That's when Joe met Julie Anderson-Friesen.
There are so many things that people can get wrong when they make a film, and I felt like he just did so many things right.
In February of 2012, Friesen launched Cinema Falls, a movement to bring independently made films to Sioux Falls and a movement to support local and regional filmmaking. She was drawn to Hubers' film because he is a Southeast South Dakota filmmaker who focused his efforts in Southeast South Dakota.
A lot of people who come to South Dakota to make films from outside of our state, and a lot of times they seem to focus on the western half of our state.
Friesen has helped Hubers get the word out about his movie and market the movie by searching out film festivals. She says the work Hubers has done is very good and marks an important point for filmmaking here.
I think our film community is just right at the crest of having the possibility for more and more work shot here, but we're going to need to be deliberate about it.
We're doing unique things that these big cities do, and Cinema Falls is just one of those things.
Cinema Falls is getting results. In December, the group was instrumental in bringing the movie The Pyramid to Sioux Falls. That movie was co-written by Sioux Falls native Nick Simon.
It's about how much you hustle. You know, you got to be out there constantly in people. You know, you can't be annoying, but you have to be like you have to have a presence. You know.
Simon attended the American Film Institute in Los Angeles and says part of his success had to do with something he had no control over whatsoever.
For every one of us that did okay out of there, there's 20 of us that didn't. You know, so it's really kind of a matter of luck and a lot of being at the right place at the right time.
And Simon says for Midwest filmmakers, that is part of the challenge. He says there is no problem with making a film in South Dakota or Iowa like Joe Hubers has done. But there is a problem with then not being in a place like Los Angeles, where you can meet with studios and pitch your film on a consistent basis. And even if you can make those pitches in person, Simon says you hear no a lot more than you hear yes.
You should probably be good with rejection. If you're really serious about being a filmmaker, like, be good at rejection. Be good at being able to take rejection, because there's a lot of it.
We need to figure out how to monetize on this if we want to prove a model of sustainability and equitability.
Joe Hubers isn't in the business of making movies in a bubble. He is trying to pave the trail for a viable filmmaking industry right here in South Dakota, not only for him, but for others who would follow. He says technology has made it easier and more affordable than ever before to produce a movie. But the issue he is facing now is one filmmakers have faced throughout the history of the industry, making sure people can see his work.
You know, and we need to find an audience for these films. And not that it's going to be just the local regional audience. We want to find a national and global market for our stories as well.
You know, it's exciting to watch this unfold.
It sure is.
Joe Hubers tells me today he's looking to officially release Of Minor Prophets a little later this year.
To think it all started right here in South Dakota.
I can't wait to see that movie now.
That's pretty cool.
You know,